Cougars win the opening tip. Bella Muricatete back to Eleonora Villa, freshman from Italy. Really prominent freshman on this Cougar roster who's going to pull the trigger on a three right away and bury it.
And a really good play there, downstream from Beyonce B. Eleonora Villa comes off a handoff from Muricatete.
Cougars trying to post up Beyonce B. Instead, Estera Tahina pulls the trigger on a three. Offensive board, Bella Muricatete, and her putback is there.
And that's where Muricatete is very dangerous on the offensive glass. Such a physical rebounder.
No points for Toledo over the last couple minutes. Trying to hang in defensively. Cougars, the open skip pass to the corner for Tara Wallach. A couple three-pointers for the Cougars now, the junior from Canada.
Able to get off kind of an out-of-rhythm shot, but knock it down.
She's closing in on 1,700 points in her Toledo career. Beyonce B comes back for an answer for Washington State. Wallach already had a three from that side on a similar play. Toledo covered that time. Villa under the bucket. Coville in close range. Nice find from Villa to Coville. McConowitz 15 points away from becoming number 23 in scoring at Toledo as Tahina answers with a bucket for Washington State. Tahina trying to throw it up the floor. Jenna Villa on the run with the bucket for the Cougars. Good find from Estera Tahina. WSU shot 50% in the first quarter. Tara Wallach started to spin inside, took it back baseline. Tara Wallach was really fighting for position down low. Now gets going on the drive and just blazes past the Toledo defense for another couple. She has 7. Tahina pulling up, mid-range jumper, trying to settle down Washington State.
Tahina is very good off ball screens. I would like to see the Cougars do a little bit more of those actions to give her those opportunities.
McConowitz, shot blocked by Tara Wallach, came flying in for that on the perimeter. Tahina gonna drive left side, pull up for 2. A quick timeout taken by Toledo after Estera Tahina comes up with a couple buckets to put the Cougars back in front. We will take the timeout as well here with 5:49 to go in the first half. This is the WBIT from ESPN+. Toledo up by 1. Washington State has only made 1 of its last 7. It's almost a 3-minute scoring drought for the Cougars. Tara Wallach puts an end to that with a corner three-pointer.
A really good set there from Washington State. A nice little high handoff into a ball screen with Villa going downhill. But what a great angle she was able to create.
Eleonora Villa, game opening up on the drive for Villa. She had a three-pointer earlier, now has 5 for the Cougars to put them back in front by 2. Double never comes. Muricatete to Tahina. Back to Muricatete, who's fouled and can get a three-point play to open the scoring in the second half for Washington State. Wallach under the cup. Eleonora Villa on the run. Her runner's good. She knocks into Wired on the play. No whistle came either direction. Get back from Wallach. Wallach open for the mid-range baseline jumper.
Wallach just taking what's given. Lockett kind of backs up.
Jessica Clark trying to post up. Hannah Novorotsky the other way. Eleonora Villa, 8 to shoot now, having to back it back out. Villa, step back 3. Big shot from Eleonora Villa. Tahina bouncing Jessica Clark to a nice spot halfway down the side of the lane. Clark has her first points tonight.
Conowitz continues to use her shoulders and her physicality to her advantage.
Wallach rolling off around the screen. Nice find from Jessica Clark out of the high post. There it is to Eleonora Villa. She gets to the elbow. Villa's just so good at that probing shot on the run. Eleonora Villa collapsed on. Jenna Villa in for the Cougars and buries a 3 to put Washington State in front. Wallach wasn't expecting it to open up like that for Muricatete, but gets it right down there on the second try to even it at 51. Rockets playing tough every possession, gaining importance as the Cougars need an answer, and they get it from their 5th-year senior Bella Muricatete, who now has 9 points. Wallach to Tahina into the post. B trying to go to work. B in the middle of the lane with a fadeaway.
It's been a tough night for B on the offensive end, but a good basket there. So WSU elects to play behind Novoroski, and she uses her size and physicality again just to weigh in and get a great job of finishing.
B back to Clark, and Clark, very true shot there from the mid-range, and Cammie Etheridge will take a timeout off the made basket. Lockett in the middle of that zone, down to Novoroski, doubled on the block. Cougars got the ball low, and Novoroski's the last to touch it. Will that change the tides for Washington State? Murikatete jumps the pass. Ball pinballing around, B's out with it. The Cougars could have numbers. Cammie Etheridge is trying to get it towards the Washington State bench. She wants to take one of those timeouts. Only 2 seconds to get it over the timeline. Eleanor Villa does. WSU will not take the timeout now. At first, Cammie Etheridge wanted it. Eleanor Villa on a drive baseline jumper. B for the tie. It's good. Sophia Wired into the front court. Quenisha Lockett stops at the elbow. Wired closed out on the perimeter. 12 to shoot, tie game. Postseason lives on the line. Lockett into the post, stolen by Murikatete. Shot clock is dark, Tahina's open up the floor. And Washington State will take a timeout with 18 seconds left. We'll see what Cammie Etheridge has drawn up for the Cougars. Inbound from Wallach underneath. Wallach to Murikatete, open at the free throw line, and the fifth-year senior delivers with 3 seconds left to put the Cougars up 63-61. Toledo will advance the ball and have a chance to answer, but what a shot by Bella Murikatete in the last game she will play in this gym.
And just an unbelievable design of play. You set a double cross screen for Eleanor Villa, and Murikatete had a really quiet first half, only 2 points, and just has come alive here for the Cougs and has provided that spark, and obviously the biggest shot of the night so far.
So the screen is not correct. Don't trust that. It's 1 timeout left for Toledo. They do have it if they have trouble getting the ball in bounds. WSU still looks to come out in the zone. Inbound from Wired to Lockett. Lockett will drive. Murikatete applying the pressure. The basket won't go. And Washington State continues to march on. The Cougars will head to Indianapolis to play in the semifinals of the WBIT.
Just an unbelievable last 4 minutes for the Washington State Cougars. The defense, the 2-3 zone, changing it up, and Bella Murikatete coming up big in her final home game in Pullman.
It maybe wasn't the tournament that the Cougars expected to be in at the start of the season, but they have now seized March with an opportunity to be one of the final 4 teams left in the WBIT. They will face Illinois in just a few days on April the 1st. Villanova and Penn State on the other side of the bracket.